Alright, so I already checked out Revere for COVID-19. We already did his COVID test, and it turns out negative, which we're very grateful for. Also, we already did his pre op, and everything looks good, so he is ready for the operation tomorrow. Okay, so what time does he need to be in the doctor's office? His procedure is scheduled for 11 o'clock, but we need him to be there at 9:15, which means he would have to leave out of the house by 9 o'clock. Okay. So other than that, Revere's procedure. I have some questions about Revere's procedure. Um, uh, is there any complications with the procedure? Since this is his first time, yes, there's this possibility he will have complications with the procedure, but we're gonna make sure that everything goes great for his procedure. Okay. And is this outpatient or will he need to be in the hospital overnight? Well, it depends because if he gets a lot of complications, then we need to keep him in the hospital overnight. But if everything goes as planned, he can go home the next day. Okay. Well, I'll make sure to bring him to the doctor's office tomorrow, and we'll make sure that he is ready for the procedure. Okay, sounds like a plan. Also, you have another doctor that wants to talk to you. Over here, I sent you a paper. This paper has the instructions for what I want you to do to make sure Revere's prepared for the operation. He cannot eat after 4 o'clock in the morning, and you need to make sure that he stays awake at night so that way, when we're ready for the operation, he is already tired and we can put him in the anesthesia easily. Okay, I'll make sure to read the instructions and make sure that he is prepared for the procedure. Alright, sounds like a plan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Isaac, what are we doing here at 9 o'clock? I thought my dental surgery was scheduled for 11 o'clock. Revere, you don't get how serious this procedure is. You have to be at the doctor's office at least 2 hours before surgery because they have to do your pre-op again. They have to check your temperature, and they also have to ask you questions, and they have to ask me questions too. Oh, Isaac, they need to stop doing that. I'm sorry, Revere, but that's just how it is. You have to do that before they get you operated. They have to do that. Also, there's this possibility that if you get complications, you might have to spend the night in the hospital. What? Yeah, there's actually been situations where people have complications and they have to spend the night in the hospital because of that. Now, I'm hoping that we can go home on the same day, but I'm just saying, there's that possibility right there. Oh, I was like, will I see any pain during surgery? You are going to be painful at the end of the surgery, but during surgery, they're going to put you to sleep. You're not going to feel anything while they're operating you on your teeth. What they're technically going to do to your teeth, they're going to remove all of your 7 cavities. They're going to remove the teeth, and then they're going to put some new ones in there. Oh, Isaac, I cannot handle anesthesia. Revere, see, now you have to pay the price because you didn't want to brush your teeth the first time. If you brushed your teeth the first time, then this would have not happened to you. Look, we're almost at the doctor's office, okay? So I have to put my device up. I cannot even record you when you're going to the operating room because of privacy reasons. I cannot even do that. I can only record when it's time for you to go, like once they take you out of the room and I have to go to the waiting area. But other than that, I cannot record you during this procedure. After pre-op, that's the last time I'm going to be able to record you. Why? Revere, I just said I cannot record you because of privacy issues. Look, we're almost at the doctor's office, okay? So I suggest you get your stuff ready. Whatever. Okay, Revere, so what's about to happen, they're going to check your temperature, and they're also going to check to make sure that everything is good so that you can go ahead and go straight into surgery. I don't want to go to surgery, Jose. I know, Revere, I know, but you have to do this. Maybe next time, if you brush your teeth every day and night, then maybe you don't have to do this again. Can Revere the Rat come to the pre-op room, please? All right, Revere, let's go to the pre-op room. All right. Now, finally, I need to check your weight. So go ahead and go up into the wall so I can go ahead and see how tall you are. I'm sorry, I need to check your height, not your weight. I already checked your weight. And I want you to go up into the wall so that we can see how much you weigh. I'm sorry, how much tall you are. It appears to be 5 foot, or probably an inch. You're probably an inch tall. Alright, so all the stuff for Revere is really good. All his pre-op stuff is good. Now we're going to admit him into his surgery bed where he will be most of the time during his operations. That's where we're gonna go right now. So we will go ahead and export him to his patient room. After we make our way to the patient room, I'm gonna let you meet the doctors that will be doing his surgery today. Okay, let's go. Okay, so Revere, you have already gotten changed, right? Yes. Alright, well, this is going to be your patient bed where you'll be most of the time during your surgery. Now, I am going to let you introduce, same thing for you, Mr. Hozak. We're going to go ahead and introduce you to the doctors that will be doing his surgery today, and we will also introduce you to the nurse who has been Revere's dentist ever since the dental visit. Hello, I'm going to be Revere's son. I'm going to be Revere's son nurse today. Hey, I'm going to be Revere's OR nurse today. I will be doing Revere's surgery today. I am going to be the one. I am also going to be doing Revere's surgery today. I'll be the one in the OR room today. Okay, really quickly, before we start with his surgery, he's about to go into surgery right now. We're gonna ask that you put the camera down once we take Revere to his OR room, and I think you already know that you cannot record, in the OR room. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Okay, good. Also, this surgery will take about 45 minutes to an hour, so he should be out to the recovery room in about an hour or so. But we will let you know, we will give you an update in about an hour once we're ready for you to come to the recovery room. Do you have any questions? No, I don't have any questions. Alright, real quickly, before surgery starts, we need to ask Revere a couple of questions, and we need to ask you a couple of questions. Okay, Revere. I need to ask you some serious questions, okay? This is before we need to make sure that you're okay before your surgery. So really quickly, I need to ask you at least a few questions. Have you been sick lately? Good. Have you been exposed to someone with COVID, or have you tested positive for COVID 2 weeks before your operation? Have you been vomiting lately, or have you had shortness of breath lately? Are you allergic to anything? Okay, so yeah, everything's good for you. Now I need to ask you a few questions, Mr. Diaz. Um, uh, have you been sick lately? No, I haven't. Good. Have you been exposed to someone with COVID, or have you tested positive for COVID? No, I haven't. Good. Really quickly, are you allergic to anything? No. Do you have a history of Revere, or has Revere had any history of any sicknesses? Not that I know of. Does he have a history of seizures? No. Alright. Well, we are ready to take Revere to the OR room. We'll let you know in about an hour once we're ready for him to come out to recovery. Alright, sounds good. Alright, Revere, ready to go? Yeah, whatever. Alright, come on. We're going to take you to the OR room. We will see you later once Revere heads to the recovery room. Would Mr. Diaz report to the recovery room, please? Yeah, of course. Okay, so Revere should be waking up in any minute now. Once he wakes up, we're gonna talk about the recommendations we told him, and also what we want you to make sure that Revere does while he's in recovery. Okay? Yeah, sounds like a plan. I know Revere. I know Revere. All right, so now that he's awake, I want to talk to you and the nurse. He will be in a lot of pain for a while. Okay, he'll be in a lot of pain for a while. We will be sending him pain medicines that we have already assigned to him. Also, really quickly, Revere will experience a lot of bleeding while he's in recovery. Please make sure that you do the following during the next 2 weeks. Make sure he eats some soft foods, okay? He cannot eat anything for the first 3 days. So, the first 3 days, what we have already done, we're gonna give you a feeding tube. He will need to be fed through a feeding tube for the next week or two until his teeth recover to the point that he can start eating till he can start eating things that are not too hard. So he'll need to eat soft foods once in the next week or two. Also, there has been no complications, which that is good. So Revere will get to go home today. Do you have any questions before I continue? No, I don't have any questions. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you the feeding tube. Make sure you feed him through the feeding tube some fluids, some Gatorade, some water, and all that stuff that he will need for the next week or two. All right, sounds like a plan. Revere, you ready to go home? Yeah, and he won't get to speak for the next week or two. Also, while he's in recovery, he may not be able to speak verbally. All right, makes sense. Okay, Revere, you ready to go? All right, well, let's go ahead and get in the car, and we'll go ahead and go home. Okay, Revere, so we are currently going to go home right now. You may be asking where are we going, but right now, I'm going to go to the pharmacy so we can get your pain meds, and so that we can also get the medications that the doctor assigned for you for recovery from your dental surgery. It's going to be a long recovery, Revere, but it'll probably be a month of recovery. The first 2 weeks will probably be the worst ones for you. Okay? The first 2 weeks will probably be the worst. Probably be the worst recovery days for you. But you're gonna make it, okay? Hey, don't do that, okay? The doctor said you can't speak for the next 2 weeks because of the pain that you have right now, and because of the risk for bleeding inside where they operated you. So don't speak, okay? Look, it's okay. We're almost home. I promise you, when you get home, you will be able to sleep, okay? I really promise that. When you get home, you can do all the sleep that you want, okay? Alright. Well, we'll see you at home. Yeah, Revere, go ahead and get some sleep. Obviously you're in a lot of pain, so go ahead and get as much rest as you can. If you need to skip dinner, you can skip dinner if you want, okay? You don't have to eat dinner, and then tomorrow I'll start feeding you through the feeding tube, okay? Alright, well, you go ahead and get your sleep, and we'll come back and check on you tomorrow, and that will conclude today's show. The lesson for today's show is to always brush your teeth every morning and night so you don't have to experience the same situation that Revere had to experience. Well, that's all. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.